Over the past 20 years, the Seattle Seahawks have established themselves as one of the storied franchises in NFL history, with 15 playoff appearances, 3 conference championship game appearances, 3 Super Bowl appearances, and 1 coveted Lombardi trophy. As Seattle transitions out of the Pete Carroll era, they went with another defensive head coach in Mike Macdonald, and his defense was on full display Sunday against the Denver Broncos. Welcome to Josh's Football Breakdowns, where we don't tell you what you're seeing, we let the film tell us what we're seeing. And we saw a lot of great plays on Sunday, so let's get right into it. Both teams traded field goals in the first quarter, so we're going to pick things up in the second quarter with the Broncos just outside of the red zone. It's 3rd down and 9, so Denver has to get all the way to the 12-yard line for a first down. Seattle puts 2 safeties back deep, and they also have 5 men up at the line of scrimmage. Now, this seems like it could present an obvious problem, since up top, Denver has 3 receivers against just 2 defenders. So the Seahawks ask Tyler Dodson to drop back. Both Dodson and Devin Witherspoon sit up, defending the line to gain, meaning these 2 receivers are essentially one-on-one against these 2 safeties. Where could Bo Nix go with the football? Well, the safest option is probably the check down underneath. No, it won't get the first down, but the most important thing here is to preserve your field goal. Instead, Nix goes for the one-on-one matchup between Courtland Sutton and Julian Love. But turn your attention to the pocket. We can see that the defensive line for the Seahawks is getting tremendous pressure. Bo Nix throwing mechanics are horrible here. He hangs this ball in the air, and it's an easy play for Julian Love. There seemed to be an obvious theme throughout this game. If you make a mistake against this defense, they are going to make you pay. And from this angle, we can see that it's Leonard Williams, the great defensive end for the New York Giants that the Seahawks acquired last year via a trade. He turns his shoulders slightly upfield, and the right guard sets up to block to the outside, and Williams just blows right by him to the inside. Defenses are at their best when we see the marriage of a great pass rush and great coverage on the back end. Let's move a little further ahead in the second quarter. Watch Bo Nix carefully here and you'll see something rare, the quarterback forgetting the snap count. That's a false start and it would back Denver up 5 yards. It's still 1st and goal, but now it's from the 14-yard line. Perhaps sensing an opportunity here, the Seahawks send Devin Witherspoon and Tyrel Dodson on the blitz. And the play is stuffed for minimal gain. On 2nd down, Seattle plays this a bit more conservatively, asking their defenders at the linebacker level to hang back. They have this luxury because all 11 Denver Broncos are lined up so tight to the line of scrimmage that the defense will be able to react to anything they see. Courtland Sutton is tasked with blocking Rayshawn Jenkins, and he whiffs. Jenkins just reacts too quickly. At the start of the play, we can see Denver has brought the tight end Nate Adkins into motion, and this does cause the defense to shift. But here, Adkins is assigned to block the defensive end, Boy Maffey, and Adkins also whiffs on the block. So once again, Denver is faced with a 3rd and long in scoring position. Denver cannot get a first down without scoring a touchdown, and Coach Mike Macdonald knows the game situation here, so he sticks 2 safeties in the end zone. Denver has to find something underneath. Bo Nix has to find some kind of a check down here. Instead, Bo Nix forces the ball into double coverage, and this ball is almost intercepted. Denver very fortunate that this one was not also picked off as well. Seattle holds Denver to a field goal, and they do lead by a score of 8-3. So let's check in on the Seattle offense. The Seahawks offense took about a quarter to warm up in this game before they really got going. Not uncommon in the modern era where teams don't play a lot of their starters in the preseason. In any event, Denver would like to keep the Seahawks offense on their heels a little bit, so here they gamble and send a big 6-man blitz. But Geno Smith finds an escape route right up the middle. And suddenly he finds a lot of green grass in front of him. Where are all the defenders? They're all behind him. He puts a move on the safety, 10-5, and he will not be denied. Touchdown Seahawks. Wow. At the snap, we can see JSN in motion here and the defender going with him, telling Geno Smith that the Broncos are in man defense. And once Geno gets to the second level, he's essentially one-on-one with the safety in the open field. What a great play. Let's move ahead a little bit. We're still in the second quarter, and Denver has the ball, and we've just hit the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd down and 6, so Denver has to get to the 35-yard line for a first down, and that also gets them closer to field goal range at the end of the half as well. Seattle, rather sensibly, again, sets up their defense right at the line to gain, defending that first down. And the coverage here is really an excellent position against these route combinations. Let me show you what I mean. If the tight end were to turn to the inside, for example, towards the quarterback, that pairs really well with the route of Marvin Mims. It puts Dotson in the conflict. If Dotson goes with the deeper route to Mims, which he should, Nix has an option to the tight end underneath. Instead, the tight end turns to the outside where there's a defender right there. This would make more sense if Mims was running to the corner, opening up Josh Reynolds on the outside. As it stands, Seattle is in perfect position to defend these routes. Nix tries to force the ball to Mims anyway, and the pass is almost intercepted again. Oh my goodness. So this brings up a key 3rd down and 6. Again, Denver would really like to score at the end of the half here. The Seahawks put 7 men up at the line of scrimmage, and check out the Denver offense trying to figure everything out here. And here Coach Mike McDonald does something really clever, only rushing with 5 and dropping Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed into pass coverage. It's enough to confuse the young quarterback. He doesn't see anything he likes, and this time at least he has sense enough to scramble, but not before he's forced out of bounds for a loss of yardage, which statistically counts as a sack, by the way. Boy Maffey credited with the sack on that play. Let's move ahead to the 3rd quarter and check back in with the Seahawks offense. And this is a really nice running play. The center, Connor Williams, will be tasked with snapping the football and then blocking the defensive tackle. And the Seahawks use JSN to block the defensive end. This frees up the left guard and the right guard to pull, and allows the left tackle and right tackle and the tight end to head downfield and block, allowing Kenneth Walker to do the rest. Walker gets to the edge, stays in bounds, dives, touchdown Seahawks. What a great run. The Seahawks take the lead, 16-13, and I thought this was the moment when the game really started to turn in their favor. On 3rd and long, Seattle once again puts a lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage, but they only rush with 4, at least initially. Dodson drops back before Jerome Baker comes on the delayed blitz. But here the pass protection for Denver is good. Bo Nix is moving well in the pocket, and Denver is sending 3 receivers deep down the field. Understandable on 3rd and 11, none of them are going to be open, but this time the Broncos have built in a couple of check down passes for Bo Nix. And he takes the check down to McLaughlin. And check it out, the closest defender, Kayvon Wallace, isn't even within 10 yards of him. This is going to be a very difficult one-on-one open field situation, but take a look at what Wallace does here. He comes up, reaches in, knocks the ball loose, fumble, recovered by Seattle. Wow. Let's go back to the snap. The league is on notice. This defense is making big plays in this game. Seattle would immediately capitalize off the turnover, kicking a field goal and extending their lead 19-13. And they would get the ball back. And at the beginning of this play, we would see Riley Moss follow Tyler Lockett across the field. Alex Singleton runs over, appearing to cover Zach Charbonnet. But he doesn't go with him deep. Denver almost seems to be confused about whether they're in zone or man. So who was supposed to go with Charbonnet deep? Was it Singleton or Riley Moss? I'm 100% sure it wasn't supposed to be the defensive tackle. Whose fault it was and who made the mistake on the play will be a matter for the Denver coaches to discuss with the team. But the point is, you can't make a mistake like that against a veteran like Geno Smith. Touchdown Seahawks, and this was a big score. Seattle goes up multiple scores in the fourth quarter now, 26-13. And with 5 minutes left, time is running out for Denver. The Denver offense is still trying to figure things out against the Seahawks defense. Sean Payton calls the dagger route, needing to pick up some big chunks late in the game. But they leave the tight end to help with pass protection, and also build in 2 check-down passes for Bo Nix. On the flip side, Seattle coach Mike McDonald knows the game situation. He knows Denver needs to pick up big yards fast, so he sticks 5 Seahawks defenders back deep. And late in the fourth quarter, with time winding down, Bo Nix makes probably his worst decision of the game, forcing this ball into triple coverage. And once again, Woolen makes him pay. The Seattle defense forcing 3 huge turnovers in this game. All 3 of them were big, all 3 were consequential. In the modern era of NFL football where offenses light up the scoreboard, it was the Seattle defense that shined in this game. I want to show you 2 more plays from this game. Bo Nix would score late, so let's talk about the game situation here. The score brings the Broncos within 6. We're inside the 2-minute warning. Seattle has the ball, but they're facing a 3rd down and 6. So if Denver can get a stop here, they could conceivably threaten to win the game in the final seconds with a touchdown. So this is a big 3rd down that Seattle needs to convert. And here we see DK Metcalf coming across. Now he's not allowed to just run into this defender, but the idea of the play is that his presence alone will be enough to help Tyler Lockett gain some separation. As we see, the defender sticks all over Tyler Lockett. This is great coverage. But in the NFL, great throws beat great coverage. What a pass, and what a catch by Tyler Lockett as well. On a day where the defense shined, it was the offense with Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett that closed out the game. What a tremendous play by these two. Well, there you have it, folks. The final score, Seattle 26, Denver 20. And what a game for the Seattle Seahawks. Both their running backs scored in this game. Geno Smith, once he warmed up, made big plays on the ground and in the air, and the defense is a force to be reckoned with. Next week they play at New England, and I know the Patriots just got a big emotional win at home, but I still like Seattle in that game. I expect them to eliminate some of the mistakes that were in this game, and Mike Macdonald will have these guys ready to play. Thank you for watching Josh's Football Breakdowns. If you're new here and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. As we do of Week 1 every season, I want to thank those of you who went the extra mile to help support this channel last year. I'm going to put your names on the screen now, and I also want to give a huge thanks and shout out to our Patreon supporters. You guys are a huge part of the success of this channel. Thank you so much. And finally, it takes a long time to make a video like this. If you could give me just 10 seconds and hit that like button on your way out, I would really appreciate it. All right, it's going to be the Seahawks at the Patriots next week. I don't know what's going to happen in that game, but you know we will be here to break down that film, and I will see you guys then.